Extra Medium Show.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Extra Medium Show. I'm Corey.
I'm Alex.
Shaman over in the corner.
And special guest, Jay.
Wizard
Back.
J.
How's it going?
Hasn't been here since what, Star Wars?
Yeah, that was Jedi J back then.
Star Wars episode. We talked to his friend, BC.
Don't get me started on that guy.
Well, friend, in quotation.
We're
Rival.
acquaintances.
Disc golf rival.
But anyway, special episode. We are talking Harry Potter, specifically Harry Potter 1 through 4.
Yeah.
Years 1 through 4, I like to say, because they're based on like
Yeah, school. Yeah.
Here's the thing, though, with that. I'm going to start off hot.
Oh,
They're based off of school, like years 1 through 4, like in school, right?
Yeah.
By the 4th episode, when he's like 13, he looks like a grown-ass man.
Yeah.
They all, you know, like,
hey,
that's the.
you ever hear the theory about how the president like double ages when you're having a traumatic school experience?
That's
like that,
true.
He's
That
aging
is
twice
true.
as fast.
It's very true.
Yeah, who keeps sending their kids to these schools?
Right.
Yeah.
He's the only excuse because he doesn't have parents, but
Yeah, that's it.
everyone else has no excuse.
I might stay under the. I might stay under the steps. Anyway, gets us into the first one, which is Shaman.
It's the first installment of J.K. Rowling's books.
I think you meant to say the Sorcerer's Stone.
Yeah, and it's the Sorcerer's Stone, or in the UK, the Philosopher's Stone.
Oh yeah.
It
Forgot about
starts
that.
where Harry's just a basic, UK kid that lives under the stairs, and then
Not by choice.
he's kind of forced.
So we're not talking books because this is a movie thing.
Okay.
So I mean, I know it's based on the book, so we are talking books, but at the same time, you can't.
Yeah, there's so much that the movies don't cover.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, he gets invited to the school. He goes to school and finds out there's a lot of shit that's going on. So.
Yeah. So I watched it as an adult, right? Like
Right.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I didn't watch them as they came out. Jay, I understand, watched them when they came out, like as a kid.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it was a different experience. For me, it had like a Matilda vibe, like
What do you
the
mean?
very
Where
first movie.
The kid wasn't loved.
Like a
Yeah, and the way it was
Yeah.
filmed, and like
I can see
the
it.
way the characters looked and everything.
You know who's
yeah. I was gonna
Matilda?
say you mean like a Joe Pesci vibe because
Danny
or
DeVito.
Danny DeVito vibe. I mean,
No, I don't
like-
mean that. I mean like the style
Oh.
of
Style
it, the
it was
way it
shot in.
felt, and like the way
I
the
see
way
what
they
you're saying,
treated
yeah.
him compared to
Yeah.
how Matilda's treated. Matilda
Yeah.
has special powers.
Yeah.
It definitely seems more like whimsical in the first two at least, and then it definitely gets darker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like,
I think as the first four movies can go on, like they starts off like easing everyone in the audience into the films and like gives you like the premise of like what it's about, so you're not like confused because it kind of jumps around between history,
yeah,
and then they do get darker like as each film goes on. You know what I mean?
I was still confused watching them as an adult.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
What confused
Yeah.
you?
Like what about it?
Just they just like mention something one time and you're
Okay.
and like
And that's where-
if you don't catch it, you don't know.
Yeah, that's because, like I said, the movies don't cover everything the books do. There's a lot of backstory that's involved in the books.
Did you read the book?
Yeah,
All of them?
yeah.
Jeez.
Okay.
I'm not even sure I know how to read.
I have a couple of them. I didn't read them, but I have a couple. So
Who was your favorite character in number one?
in number one,
Just in number one. We're going movie by movie.
Hermione. She's my favorite throughout most of them.
Neville.
Well, see,
Neville.
yeah, but I feel like you're saying that because you know
how
No, like
cool
he stood up to
picture
his friends because he was tired of them fucking up, and he wanted to win the house cup. Like,
Oh, that's true.
Neville
Yeah.
Longbottom.
Yeah, he did get extra 10 points.
yeah,
Yeah,
he broke his arm, which I can relate
Get me
to.
started on that.
Yeah.
And he just, he was a little, fat
Yeah,
kid.
I see what you're saying.
Damn.
Yeah, I think my favorite character was probably Potter.
Draco. Or Harry Potter?
You said it as Draco.
No,
That's what's
I was gonna
confusing.
say Draco. I thought he was pretty
Okay.
cool, and because I think as a kid, you gotta think like how young these kids were when they were filming
Yeah.
this. And I watched a video on YouTube, and it was like a filming documentary about like when they were recording the movies. And I guess it was like very difficult to get all these kids to be like have their attention span like be like right there as they're filming. So the director had like a lot of patience, and I guess like the kids were actually really good friends like when they weren't recording and stuff. So I thought it was really cool to see someone as young as the person who played Draco Malfoy play such a good villain like straight off the bat. You know what I mean?
What's his name? It's like Tom something.
Oh, I don't know his real name.
Yeah. The guy who plays Draco. I think it's Tom something.
Tom Felton.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So I thought he played a really good role. I mean, it's hard to be a villain as an adult, let alone be as a kid. And
Yeah.
like,
He's a pretty likable villain.
yeah,
too,
that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
like,
Yeah, because he evolves.
Yeah.
I mean, when he's a kid, he's a straight ass.
right.
But later on in the movies, you know, he regrets doing some things. He doesn't, you know. I'm
Well,
not trying to spoil anything.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's decades old, right?
yeah.
Well, it's kind of like a roller coaster for Malfoy though. If you just him as a singular character, because he starts off just being like a jerk, like your typical like school bully type of thing, and then he gets real dark, like a lot darker, like through as the films go on, and then all of a sudden like he has like a turnaround at the very end where he realizes like he doesn't want to be a part of that. You know what I mean? But he's also just following in his family footsteps.
Yeah, he's
you know?
bad most of the time.
Yeah, exactly. For
Like his
sure.
dad is definitely bad.
Oh yeah,
Like,
100%. Yeah.
He's just trying to be like his dad, but he
Right.
doesn't realize how bad he actually has to be.
So on the premise of that, like as far as like the characters go, I feel like on the first movie, the only thing that I didn't, even as a kid and now as an adult since I've seen the movie 100 times, the only thing that I never really understood is that the movie is called A Sorcerer's Stone, Harry
Yeah.
Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. It never even describes what the Sorcerer's Stone really is. I mean, it does, but not.
Is it a Horcrux?
No.
Yeah, it's like a.
Is it-
Shaman probably knows.
Yes, it's the elixir of life. You melt it
Yeah.
down and it gives you, long life.
Right.
It actually explains it better in the new Fantastic Beast movies. Because it actually tells you who Nicholas Flamel is,
Yeah, yeah.
stuff like that. He's the one who created it. I think he created
He
it.
created it, yeah. So he could live long.
Yeah. But at the end of number one,
So that's why, yeah.
they destroy it because it's just too powerful. If
Yeah.
anybody got it.
So that's why I thought it was so weird because like they reference Nicholas Flamel so many times in the first movie, but you never actually get explained who he is or what he is besides just Dumbledore's friend. You know what I mean?
Right. I liked the first one all in all. It was good at showing how cool Hogwarts is, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
It brought the magic to life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Happy Christmas.
I know.
Yeah, especially when I was a kid, I was around the same age as them in the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, that's true.
I was like, dude, I want my fucking Hogwarts letter. Like, I was waiting for that shit.
Oh,
Would you
yeah.
want to go to Hogwarts?
Oh yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
cool as
yeah,
shit.
that would be cool. Yeah,
It's dangerous.
it'd be one of those things like
not-
the danger's worth it
Yeah.
because of how much like magic stuff there
I
really
mean,
is.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
If it
like
was
going
for
to
real.
Akron, but way cooler.
It might be more safer.
That's what I mean. But
What?
actually, I have a new favorite character,
Who is yours?
Hagrid, right?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
Okay,
solid.
yeah, for sure.
And I've been letting this go to wait till Harry Potter episode. How have we not went? Shaman is Hagrid, grow his beard out.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Dumbledore.
Me?
Yeah.
Let me
Okay.
tell you that. Let me tell you a story. So for we were having a Halloween theme at one of my works, right? And we did Harry Potter for our department. Why did these motherfuckers ask me to be Hagrid?
Because
Because
Oh yeah, you told
there's
me
so many
Features.
reasons why.
Oh yeah, I remember you told us about that one time.
you-
I
grew-
mean,
if
I
you
was
grew
the
your
tallest
shit out-
motherfucker in there.
if you grew your beard out, dude, and your hair out, you'd make a hell of a
pull it
Hagrid.
off.
I see why it was like, come on, I wanted to be somebody else.
Who would you want to be?
I don't know,
Trying to roast I'm just
Dumbledore or somebody.
saying.
Get the
I
hat.
thought Alex would be Dumbledore.
Why?
Yeah.
Just because
I'm wise.
and you can grow. I mean, you can grow a nice beard as well, and just a little robe, maybe some gray hair
Wizard hat or
I
something.
can do it.
I can give you the wizard hat, the robe.
Shaman. Well, I know for sure Shaman has a cloak.
Yeah, I saw
A
it.
cloak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you have a cloak for?
D&D.
D&D.
Oh, you got a cloak for
He
real?
does have a
Oh,
cloak.
that's great. That's great.
Yeah. Shaman the Magnificent.
So what do you guys think of the second movie? That, as it like transitioned from like him being like a newbie at the school to like now being like somewhat seasoned and like understands the premise of like the school and like what's at stake. You know what I mean?
The
As far
second
as, like,
one
the
is the
evil-
one where Hermione gets like frozen, right?
Yes.
She gets
She
petrified,
sees
yeah.
the
Chamber of Secrets.
osculate, or what is it?
Basilisk.
Basilisk.
Yeah.
That's a tongue twister.
Yeah, I took a shot on it.
Yeah, you tried, bro.
I like the second one a lot.
I like how they transitioned from the first one to the second one. Like, he went home.
Yeah,
They still treated him like shit.
right.
Yeah.
He left. Well, he got, kidnapped.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, they broke him out of there.
Yeah.
The second one seems like, well, the first one is too. I prefer when they do stuff in Hogwarts as opposed to like out in the forest and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's really cool when they find these like secret passageways, and then like at the end of the second one, he ends up down in the sewer thing.
Chamber of Secrets.
Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah.
But it's like, like I like that kind of. It looks cool, like
Yeah.
visually.
Yeah. Only thing I didn't like about the second one is I wish that teacher, like famous dude who wasn't like, who was like a phoney. Like I wish he wasn't
the
even.
blonde guy.
Yeah, I wish he wasn't
Yeah.
in the movie. Like his role was just so
worthless.
pointless and like
Yeah.
useless. You know what I mean? I mean, it served a comedic purpose, I guess, because there was a couple funny parts, like with him just being like ridiculously like just dumb, you know.
Yeah.
But other than that, like he really
Lockhart is his name.
Served, yeah,
He was an ass.
he like served no purpose and like at all.
Yeah, well, he stole other wizards.
Yeah, he took credit for
Yeah,
like, their work.
and then he pretty much messed with their mind, so that
So
they
they
were
wouldn't remember.
crazy and shit. So he played almost like the bad guy,
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
because without him, like it would have gone so much smoother.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, that's true. Because I don't know. I just feel like that character was just like one of those like Hollywood like add-ins, just to like.
oh yeah,
You know what I mean? Just as
Give
like,
a
a,
little
as like
flair.
a filler. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it doesn't
Yeah.
get straight to the mustard, you know?
Yeah.
So, Chamber of Secrets is the one with the car, right?
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, the flying car.
So that was when I got confused on like, I thought they had to take the train to get to Hogwarts.
No, that's just the way to get to Hogwarts, but you could get to Hogwarts any other way.
Yeah,
like look at all the adults that end up in Hogwarts. They get there somehow.
Well, I think Corey means he thinks like the train was like magic. And,
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
It switched you to a different dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah, because how did they just?
Yeah.
How did they drive it? Because they had to go through the secret platform that puts them
Yeah.
into another world. So how did they just drive a car on some random tracks and find it?
But
you know
they
what I mean?
fly there too.
Yeah, so you don't know if.
Here's
they,
my
you know.
theory on that. It's like it's a real place, like on the Earth, obviously. It's not in a different realm. It's just hidden by magic.
yeah, it's enchanted.
So
yeah,
that
yeah.
platform lets you switch to. You're not even getting to the train, which you are, but you're just switching platforms.
Yeah.
And when
to a
you
new
can-
track to
so-
get you there.
When they took the car, if you know where you're going, then you can get there.
Yeah, because look at the later movies. They traveled to Hogwarts like 3 times just by teleporting and shit.
It's like in I think
So like in theory, a Muggle could find Hogwarts.
but it's hidden.
So you can't
By
see it
magic.
unless you're like a magic person.
it's
Like in one of the
so you
movies,
can
they
walk through it.
Well,
Okay, so-
not everyone
Or
can
you
walk
just
through the
can't see it.
platform in 9
like
and 3/4.
in one of the movies, they
Somebody
have
would've found it by
apartment buildings, and they go into one of the apartment,
yeah,
and when
okay.
they get to the apartment building,
Yeah,
they
it opens up.
split it up,
Yeah.
and it shows the Muggles not even knowing what's going on. So
Well, in the books, there's almost like the Sorting Hat. There's a book that shows acceptance, and that's how we find out who gets accepted into Hogwarts. So only people who are in that book can access Hogwarts.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, that would make sense because like pretty much every bad person in the
Yeah.
whole movie had been to Hogwarts at some form or another. You know what I mean? Including Voldemort. So
Yeah, and like Slytherin is a bad group, pretty much, right? Like
well. So if you watch the first movie, I want to say when they're doing the sorting and Draco Malfoy gets sorted into Slytherin, Ron knows because his family's been around Hogwarts for a long time, so he's like more of like the seasoned, like, you know, he knows about it already, and he tells Harry that he's like there hasn't been a single bad wizard who hasn't came out of Slytherin at some point. So just mainly like that house just is notorious for like producing bad wizards.
Why won't they shut it down?
I mean, they can't shut it down because it's based off of personality, and that's their
it's not Slytherin
personality.
personality.
Stop training people with that
They're
personality.
not trained.
Well, it's not that they're trained; it's that the Sorting Hat knows the person.
It's not everyone from Slytherin is bad. It's just most bad people are from Slytherin.
Right, exactly.
Like Tom Riddle wasn't Slytherin, I'm pretty sure. I think he was he Gryffindor?
I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure. I thought I was under the impression
He might be Slytherin.
I was under the impression that he was Slytherin.
What houses would you guys be?
I took a
Hufflepuff.
test, and I'm Hufflepuff.
Yeah. I'm fat.
What does that fucking have to do?
They live next to the kitchen, and all of them are fat.
Really?
Dang.
Yeah.
I was under the impression that Tom
They're
Riddle
fat and
was
humble.
Voldemort.
He is.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because I didn't. know
Well,
he was-
I don't know. Is he Voldemort,
I thought he
or
was
did
because-
Voldemort take over him?
No,
No,
he is.
yeah.
That was him when he was a normal.
Tom
like,
Riddle
person.
is
Okay.
Lord
Yeah.
Voldemort.
And then he was Slytherin.
In,
yeah.
in the second
Was he
one,
Slytherin?
He
Pretty
had to
sure.
have been.
Yeah.
in the second one, he rewrites his name. I am Tom Riddle.
Yeah.
Tom Riddle, or into like I am Lord Voldemort.
Yeah. If you
So
rearrange all
that's an
that.
anagram.
Yeah.
You know, she meant for it to be Voldemort and the T be silent, but it didn't translate right, so everybody's rolled with Voldemort.
J.K. Rowling is actually a really shitty person. So let's not.
Dang.
Really? Oh yeah, she's.
I think I've heard
crazy.
that though.
Okay, so Tom Riddle
Yeah, I know
was
some stuff
in
too. I just wanted you to get.
Slytherin. He was in Slytherin, and it's actually a nod to his ancestor, Salazar Slytherin, the founder of
Oh yeah.
Slytherin House. So
So yes, and the person who created Slytherin House is also the one who created the Chamber of Secrets.
yeah, that's why it's a snake, because Salazar was a parcel tongue. I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
Parcel tongue.
That's why Voldemort is, and Voldemort passed it on to Harry when he put his like Horcrux into him.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds way worse than it is,
No, right.
Hey yo.
but that's why Harry's a parcel tongue as well. So
Yeah, because from what the movies kind of explain, I feel like they even explain that Salazar Slytherin, like, wasn't like a good guy. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like, he started off with like
He
good
did-
intentions. Like,
yeah, he didn't
to
want
help-
Muggles.
Yeah, like that's why he wanted. That's why in the second movie, Hermione gets petrified and
Mudbloods.
stuff.
Yeah, Mudbloods.
Yeah, he wanted them all to be like killed.
Mm-hmm.
He's a purist,
Yep.
No, yeah, seriously.
like
Yeah,
like another guy,
yeah, right.
another he who shall not be named.
You're right. Yeah, right. so then the second movie just starts panning into the third movie. Wasn't one of my favorites out of the whole thing, and it was only because it was more or less like not so much action and like wizarding. It was more or less
It was figuring
it
shit
was
out.
more, yeah, it was more like figuring things out. Him like in a weird like teenage
Yeah.
age, and then like learning more things about his life, and like, you know, a lot of dialogue. and
yeah,
stuff.
because it was like almost like he's too old to do the little kid stuff, but he's not old
Yeah.
enough to be killing people yet.
Here's
Sure.
a couple problems I have with Harry Potter.
Just a couple.
Yeah. Number one, they like treat Harry like a little kid and don't want him to do shit, but then at the same time they expect him to save Hogwarts and
Who
shit like
treats
that.
him like shit?
Not shit, but
They
like
treat him like a god. Everywhere he walks in, everybody's like, "Holy
not-
shit, it's Harry
not-
Potter!"
Not in 4, they don't.
Yeah.
Not in 3, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and 4 in the Goblet of Fire, everybody just treats him
on
like
him.
shit because
Yeah.
they think he cheated and like.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Does
And-
she?
Well, they think he killed what's his name in the fourth one,
Yeah.
Cedric Diggory.
Yeah.
Do they think that he killed him
Yeah.
when he comes out? But I know what you're saying though. Like, I agree with what you're saying. But at the same time, you have to think too is that people like Dumbledore and those higher ups that did, and Snape, that did treat him like that. They like were so wise and stuff that they knew ahead of time
Yeah.
that they were trying to keep him away from certain things. The same reason why in I think it's the third movie. I think when he finally meets Dobby for the first time. Or no, that's Chamber of Secrets. So even starting in Chamber of Secrets, they're trying to protect him, and like that's why he didn't want him to come to the school, because Dobby knew Draco's dad, and he was a Death Eater, and knew what was planning to happen
Yeah.
that year. So that's why he tried to stop him from going to the school,
Yeah.
just to protect him. Even though, you know, Harry ultimately was the one who, you know, saved that whole situation. You know,
The worst part of the movies for me is when fucking Harry's arm gets like
I was just thinking that.
jellied.
Oh yeah,
Right? There's no bones in it. It's just flopping back and forth. I'm like,
yeah, that was from that dude.
Yeah.
that,
Lockhart.
Yeah, Lockhart.
I was just like, nah.
I also don't like. I think I don't like Daniel Radcliffe as an actor.
I get that because I'm
To
kind of
me-
that same way.
Harry Potter's whiny as shit. He saves the day, but like
He complains about doing it.
Yeah. Oh, no, not really.
I don't know if he
Dude,
complains.
Harry Potter is like the most stand-up fucking guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know. I'm not on that.
He's literally fucking sacrificed. We're getting
Yeah,
too far
but
ahead of
bitches
ourselves.
about it
Say,
all the time.
Yeah, say,
Hermione.
It's stressed out. The kid's like 13. He's got to save the world.
He ain't got to do shit.
Then everybody dies.
fuck.
Right,
Fuck
yeah.
them. It's not his responsibility.
He's also an
It
orphan.
is his responsibility. He's the chosen
Has
one.
child abuse issues as
He
well.
doesn't have to be the chosen one.
You don't.
He wasn't even the chosen one. The freaking
How do you mean you don't have to be the chosen one? You're chosen. You don't choose to be chosen. You're the chosen one.
Who's the chosen?
Yeah, but he doesn't have
Harry
to do
Potter.
Well, I'll see.
Neville Longbottom is. He's the one who killed fucking Voldemort.
All right,
Hey.
see, we're getting way. See, that's not even 1 through 4. So,
Sorry.
but
Damn.
and like big split. Like Alex hadn't even seen that movie.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
I have seen that one.
Oh,
Well, say
I haven't seen the middle ones.
Oh my gosh.
oh, what?
This
I like
guy.
to see the beginning. I like to see the end.
How dare you?
Dude, everything about you makes me so mad.
That is ridiculous. The same guy says that the Goonies isn't good.
I say the Goonies is good.
Which one of you guys says the Goonies isn't good? One of you
never
guys
said
said
that.
I've never said that.
Yeah.
Then you got the wrong friend. I like the Goonies.
I think. Okay, so Harry Potter is the chosen one. He has to do that because that's what he has to do. Like,
Why does he have to do it?
That's his purpose.
So I wouldn't go as far as calling him the chosen one because
Why?
there's nothing about him that's chosen.
It's the boy
He just chose to be killed by Voldemort because Voldemort knows that he has that power that he gave
Why
him.
is Voldemort trying to kill him?
Because when Voldemort killed his parents,
Right, and he
yeah,
Transferred part of
he
himself
transferred part
into
of himself. So without Harry, Voldemort can never come back to his true form, which is why throughout the whole movies that he's trying to get him the whole entire.
Yeah, he
all of
puts a
okay.
Horcrux into Harry
Yeah.
without realizing it.
Yeah,
But until the end, Harry is the last Horcrux.
Yeah.
exactly.
We'll talk about that in part 2 then.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I just
But that's the
something
pre-
just
that's-
clicked in my head.
Yeah, that's the
I was
premise of the
all right,
movie, yeah.
All right.
That's why he's like on the hunt for him the whole time.
All right.
If you were in Hogwarts, what animal would you have? You know
Oh, yeah,
how
you can
Terry
get an
has an owl, Hermione has a cat.
Hermione
Ron-
has an otter.
It's definitely
What?
not
It's
an
definitely
otter.
a cat, dude.
Oh, I thought you meant her like her spirit.
Patronus?
Her Patronus.
Oh, I was like,
Yeah, I was like, nah, dude.
My bad. My bad.
She walking around with a
Okay, let's do the animal first. What would you guys have?
I'd probably just have a cat. Because there's like a limited amount of choices. You couldn't
Yeah,
have
you
anything.
can't have like a freaking alligator, dude.
Well,
Like,
no, there was like an owl, a rat, a frog, and like a cat, and then there was one other one, I think.
I'd probably go owl. It
So I'd
seems the
probably
most
just-
wise.
Owl or cat, I guess, yeah.
But the cat's less maintenance.
I'll do
that's
I'll
true.
do a cat, I think.
Yeah, I just feel like it'd be
You
less.
can't. You gonna give a cat wet cat food?
You're absolutely right. You are I'm doing an owl.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
I'm glad you bring that up.
That is the
He just contradicts himself on a
Well, I don't.
daily basis. He can't. All right, so when I go out of town, I need somebody to come check on my cat. Usually, I have somebody
yeah.
take my dog too. But so
Sure.
usually either Alex or Shaman come.
Right.
But if Alex comes, he brings his wife and makes her do it because he can't stand the smell of wet
it's so
cat.
gross, bro. It's the worst. It's the worst thing I've ever experienced.
really
Alex,
not.
he's very partial when it comes to things like that. Like he wanted to go fishing so bad, so I took him fishing, and he didn't want to touch the bait. So he's like, nah, I'm good. And then he caught a fish. He's like, I don't want to take the fish off the hook either. So I was like, all right.
You're just gonna leave it there to die on the hook.
No, Jay took it off. I'll find someone to take it off.
Okay.
So yeah. So as far as what's your favorite mystical creature from the
I'm
first
so
four?
thrown off right
of
now.
the first four,
Yeah,
The centaurs.
because there's quite a few.
and centaurs are up there. I would probably have the hypocrite, the winged
The wing
falcon.
Like, yeah, I'd say that too. Yeah,
yeah.
I like that. Well, I don't know. I think my favorite one was the phoenix
Okay.
in Chamber of Secrets. I thought that because that's a mythical creature. I
Yeah.
thought that
What's
was
the
pretty
thing Hagrid has chained up that they make him kill and then they have to go back?
Hippogriff. That's what I just said.
Cool. Oh yeah, that, and then Hagrid also was like buddies with that giant spider too.
Giant
Yeah.
spider, the
I don't like
dragon.
the giant
No, that giant spider's not
I
funny.
can just picture Alex just turning it off, just like, nah, I ain't fucking with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a bit. That was a bit much.
Um,
I I think in the first 4 though, I think they didn't show a
They
ton.
didn't, yeah.
'Cause they showed that ogre in the first one.
Smaller budget.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
and then,
definitely.
Yeah, until it blew up, and then that's another thing about movies like this to have so many is that you can see each movie because they know they're gonna bring box office like crazy. That each movie has like better quality and like better like more budget. So
Well,
it
yeah,
can do more
just look at
things
the
and
first one
stuff.
compared to the last one. Like,
That's with any movie
there was
though.
like
Even
hardly any spells on screen in the
Sure.
first one, and then in the last one, nothing but spell casting.
right.
Well, okay, they're in a school, so they're first years.
I can tell you why there's all those spells in the last one.
Yeah.
Why? Because there's a battle.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but and they're
Harry
the
didn't
first
learn-
movies
they
they're
all didn't
learning
learn,
it. Yeah,
they
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
The
That's
first
why
episode they
Harry-
don't know. She only knows like 2 spells. She's all Hermione's showing off on the train because she can
Yeah.
do like
The basics.
yeah,
Yeah.
She fixed his glasses or something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
right off the bat. Like
That's
But even
why
like the
Goblet of
second
Fire.
one, like second or third one, like you don't really see him casting many spells, like at all.
Well, no. yeah.
I personally wouldn't have minded if Hermione was the main character.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
She's
For
the better wizard.
Well,
Oh, hands down, hands down.
Well, I think
Yeah.
Emma Watson as a young adult, especially like in those movies, I think she just kind of like took
Out of all the kids, she's definitely the best actor.
Yeah, she was the best actor. out of
Ron's
all
a
of
little
them, for sure.
annoying.
Oh yeah.
Well, him and Daniel Radcliffe are both one of those people that are they're
don't
only
love
going to be
him.
known
I like
for Harry
Ron.
Potter.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Which is a good thing because they've made tons and tons of money off of it, but at the same time,
Yeah.
it probably ruined their acting careers as far as like
You got to do that though.
being in.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
You
you know what I
gotta
mean.
do
Like
what?
Daniel Radcliffe's still in.
I
quite a
mean,
few
he's still
movies,
doing
but-
stuff,
Yeah.
whereas
He'll be all right.
He'll be okay. Yeah.
Because he'll get a little older and he won't look the same. He'll be able to like grow a beard and
Yeah.
do something.
Bro, he's like 30. What you mean?
no, I'm just saying.
He's a
I know
grown
what you're
ass man.
saying, yeah.
He's done growing up.
no, he's not.
no, yeah, he's not.
No, he's not. He'll be able to collect that Harry Potter money.
I know the first movie I seen him in.
yeah,
Besides
they
Harry
get a
Potter,
check, don't they? If they get like royalties and shit.
For sure.
Yeah,
Oh,
of
yeah, oh, yeah, he's
course,
still
of
getting paid for that
course, of
stuff,
course.
yeah. And I think the first movie I seen Daniel Radcliffe in after Harry Potter, which was kind of weird, was that movie Now You See Me, that magic movie, and he was like the $1 million guru or whatever in the movie. And when it finally showed him, like he was only in it for like briefly, but I was like, that's,
okay.
in my brain, I'm like, that's Harry Potter, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think as he like time progresses and he plays more roles, people will start forgetting that. You know what I mean?
What movie do Ron and Hermione first like show interest in each
I
other?
think that's like
It's the third
five.
one. I think it's the third one.
Third one, she
Yeah.
like grabs his hand or something.
Yeah. Very,
And then
very
they look at
small,
each other
yeah.
and they pull apart.
Dude, never happened.
Fourth
What?
one, he gets
She would be
jealous.
with Harry.
Oh,
she though?
no, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he's way cooler.
Yeah, that was one of those things I always thought they would be together. And, I was
And they're
kinda
both redheads, which is I thought was
Is she
weird
redhead?
casting.
she's like
Kind of.
Brunette.
Strawberry blonde.
Yeah.
I don't respect strawberry blonde.
Jesus.
Pick a
Oh
dog.
my gosh.
What do you mean? Some people just have naturally strawberry blonde hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the third one that they show interest in each other, and then
The fourth one,
As the
Ron
years-
gets jealous because Hermione starts dating what's his name, Crumb.
Victor Crumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he gets jealous, and then you kind of get more of a hint that there's something going on
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
That's when he starts acting super lame.
Yeah.
Ron
Yeah.
starts acting super lame.
Well,
Love
it's
will
kind of
do
cool
it.
because they kind of go through this teenage like
Yeah.
normal stuff that every teenager would
Yeah.
go through, but on a different level because they're at Hogwarts, like learning magic and stuff. You know.
Oh. Distracted by
Fuck that.
giant spider on the
You're
TV.
right. And then like going into the fourth movie, and I guess in the first half of the saga, I guess well, that can be considered a saga, right? 8 movies. I mean,
I don't know what's
Yeah,
considered a saga.
I think it would have to be.
Sure,
eight
I don't know
movies,
what
it's
else
kinda
you would
trilogy,
call
so
it,
it'd
yeah.
have to be a saga, I guess, right? So I think in the fourth movie, that was my personal favorite. Out of almost honestly,
Yeah.
it's almost my favorite out of all of them.
Yeah, I would say that.
Just
is mine.
because it was like it was dark, but it wasn't too dark, and then it also like showed a lot of the like knowledge when they're doing those games. So like I really liked how they had to like dig to learn to do each game. But then I like that preview thing that we was watching before we started was they said that all those challenges were like really cool and like different and unique, and then they get to the last one, it's like, yeah, we're just gonna walk through a maze and try to find this cup, and I'm like,
Yeah, but they're not walking through.
I
the
mean, they're
maze.
not, because
There's
it's like
danger.
they're
it takes over
running,
their
they're
mind
fighting
and
each
stuff.
other, and they're
So
fighting
that's
the
true.
maze. But I get like
You
the
see what I'm saying?
dragons. Like
Yeah,
really,
the
they should have
dragons.
saved that for the last.
And then the whole like ocean, like the in the lake thing, like I thought that was really cool, and then I was like, I mean, that's scary, dude. All those weird things
Yeah.
that are in that
Yeah,
lake.
because if you run out of time, you run out of breath. Like
Yeah, plus they all, and I liked how they all had different ways to breathe underwater, which I thought was really
Yeah.
cool. Like that one dude was like a shark,
A shark,
which I thought was cool.
Jellyfish charm or whatever it's called.
Like that jellyfish over their
And
face.
he turns into an actual fucking
like a
fish.
Yeah, like a fish lizard thing. Like that was cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What? That's crazy that like if they just have some game that people can die.
No, right? Yeah.
Like, could you imagine
For a school like event like that? Yeah, that was
Yeah,
weird.
nah.
Wait, what you think about it though is like
he signed up?
it's
for
not
it.
really you're not meant to die because you can tap out at any moment.
What I
I
don't
know,
get,
but-
what I
You know what
don't
I'm saying?
get
Yeah.
is
But I
he
know what
had to
you're
have a
saying.
permission slip signed to go to the fucking town, but he didn't have to have a permission slip to participate.
It's the rules of the game.
What do you
the
mean a
goblet
permission
selects you.
Okay, but he should have still had to get permission from his parents if he had a chance to fucking die.
He doesn't have parents who did.
But his guardians would still have to have signed. He had to
They
get
didn't give him permission to go to Hogwarts.
You had to have permission to enter your name into the goblet to begin with, so the goblet couldn't accept you
Yeah,
or call
it's
you unless you were like destined to be in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's like it didn't make any sense. So it's like whatever.
Right.
Harry's guardians didn't even give him permission to go to Hogwarts at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point too.
Hagrid kind of kidnapped him.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
Yeah, the first and second one, yeah, but I think the third and fourth one they started not giving a shit. Because when he
Oh,
came
yeah.
back, they
Because
were like,
when he's gone, they don't have to worry about his magic fucking up
exactly.
their
Yeah, but
lives.
like,
yeah, that's what I didn't understand about that plot with the aunt and uncle, is because like they would try so hard to keep him at that house,
Well-
but then they would have such a terrible time when he was there. So it's like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you just want him gone? Like,
well, there's a
Because-
fan theory.
Where do
of
they think he
why they
goes?
treat him so bad?
he's a
He's a Horcrux that turns
yeah.
everything around him bad. Like how Dumbledore's finger withers away.
sure.
That's what was happening to them. They were getting
okay.
turned evil, turning bad,
I
and that's why
gotcha.
they were treating him so bad. That's a fan theory.
Sure, yeah.
So it's not confirmed.
No,
So-
yeah, yeah.
But it makes sense.
It does make sense, yeah.
Another thing I'm thinking with that is because which one was related to Harry's mom? The aunt?
yeah.
Yeah, that was
Petunia.
sister.
Magic killed her sister, so they hate magic for that reason.
Yeah.
And
She didn't even like her sister.
Yeah. I mean, I know what you're saying because in the first movie when Hagrid comes to get him, and she kind of explains how she died and stuff, and she finally admits it.
Mm-hmm.
She even says like, "Oh, I knew she was gonna be trouble as soon as she got her letter. She was like a freak and whatever, and just like whatever." But I don't know that. But like you said, I mean, that could just be bitterness from
Yeah.
the whole magic thing, like killing her
Yeah.
sister, and maybe even like a jealousy thing. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, a little bit of spoilers for later on. Like when they have to leave their home to get away from Harry because
Yeah.
everything's going on. She, in the book, she tells him how she actually feels.
Oh, okay.
And she missed her sister, and you know.
Oh, okay. Well, then that confirms what Alex is saying. Then
Yeah.
pretty much.
So, like I said, the movies don't give everything the books do. So,
I just remember when I was a kid seeing the books, and I was like, "There's no way I'm reading 1,000 pages. Like, not gonna happen." I couldn't even read Ginny B. Jones all the way through.
So we basically drifted into the fourth movie, which is the Goblet of Fire.
yeah.
Yeah.
We skipped over all Quidditch talk too.
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh,
bring that
yeah,
up.
that's true,
Quidditch,
yeah.
like that'd be fun as shit. I ain't even gonna lie.
It did look like a cool. Like I thought it was a cool premise.
super dangerous though.
So I was actually. It's funny that we were talking about Quidditch now because I actually just recently watched a couple of the movies like a few weeks ago, and I thought it was really cool that J.K. Rowling or whoever created this part of the movie or in the books or whatever, that they were able to think of an entire think of like basketball or baseball or anything, right? All the rules and stuff that go into making a game what
Yeah.
it is. The creator was able to make a full-on magical game that makes total sense and has like a stadium built for it and everything. Like I thought that was like super impressive. Like
Yeah.
to make like a
And it's actually a
game.
real life sport now, and it's crazy.
How's that?
Yeah, but
It's like field hockey. They run around in a field.
okay.
They have to ride a broom, which is a little weird.
Yeah,
But
it
they
sounds like
literally
a-
carry
That's too much for me.
carry the ball, pass the ball, like field hockey does, and you have three different goals.
Mm-hmm.
Each one's like
how
it's
did
guarded.
they do the little
So
goal
is there a
thing? The
person running
snitch?
around holding the snitch and they have to catch him?
I don't know.
Oh, because I don't know if maybe that's not part of it. Then.
Just play field hockey.
Yes, I think some fan things
That's
go
a little much
far,
for
yeah.
me.
It's kind of like those people who dress up in like the red and blue, and they do like that fake war thing. And they,
Oh,
and they
Alex
lay-
wants to do
they lay
that.
on the ground dead.
LARPing?
LARPing? Oh, I would
No, he's talking about like a Civil War reenactment.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, how they
I
like,
would love to do a war reenactment.
how they like lay down dead and like they just have to lay there.
Yeah.
I'd be on my phone.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
I was like, I keep talking.
That looks so fun, dude. Civil War looks alright, but it's a pain in the ass reloading those muskets. So put me in like a World War II reenactment. Never mind. That'd be fun.
So you know what's like?
Which side?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, make that decision wisely, pal. So you know what I think is really I don't want to say it's strange because I don't want to get like some backlash for it, but you know when there's like Comic-Con and all those things, like I'd love to go to Comic-Con, like it's on my bucket list to do one day.
Yeah.
So the people that go to these like conventions, you know, but they dress up in full character, like I'm cool with the cosplay thing. I think that's really cool, like especially those homemade like Halo uniforms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. But like these people probably do this on a regular basis, like in their basement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was like, what's the premise behind that? Like
Full. There's
like
people,
Harry Potter, like don't dress up like Harry Potter like on a regular basis. Like you know what I'm saying?
I get it.
It's like if I dress up like Obi-Wan Kenobi
and they
like
like stay in character when you talk to them.
that's what I mean. Yeah. Like it's one thing to like I wonder what the actors think. Like I wonder if because they're just actors. Like they don't care about Harry Potter. They don't care about the movies. They just care that they made money and they might have had good memories and stuff.
Right.
But when they see these people, like, oh, let me get your autograph. They're like, man, these people are like off the rocker. Like you know,
It does get a little funky
You know what
when a fictional character creates your personality.
you see what I'm,
Yeah.
you see what I
That's
mean?
where things get
yeah, that's like
funky.
perfectly said. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like say because it goes like that with anything. I mean, Star Wars, Harry Potter, the Avengers. You know what I mean? Anything like that. Any type of fictional character.
I think it stems a lot from video games too. Like the characters at Comic-Con, they dress up a lot as video game characters because it's a video game. You get stories in video games, but I think they're trying to make more of the story. Like in a character in a movie, you see their whole story. You know, it's just like
So the one thing with like video games, and I know what you're saying, what you're trying to explain with that, and to tie it back into like Harry Potter and everything, is like with video games, including Harry Potter video games or whatever, there's such an open realm of possibilities, like with what you can do. And to some people who don't play video games or anything like that, they're like, you know, oh, like why do you like video games so much? Like video games are stupid. But if you think about it, a video game is an interactive movie, essentially. Especially if you're playing like a story mode or something, you know. It's an interactive movie, so you're watching a story unfold the same way you would in a movie, except for you're interacting and like feeling the story come true as you're playing it. And that's no different than someone watching Harry Potter, but just on a different level, as far as like, you know, watching Harry Potter and then like feeling like a part of that movie. So I think that's kind of what stems from like all that cosplay stuff and all that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
but when I turn my PlayStation off,
It's off. Like you know what I mean? Yeah, like you go back to being the normal person. Yeah,
I don't
for sure.
Still think I'm a samurai
Right.
walking around. You know.
Sure. So I think that's where the confusion comes around with some people, but I wouldn't call it confusion because you know.
they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
They
like,
just,
to each their own. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I guess that
Or
goes
maybe
with-
they're not happy with their life and they like
Yeah,
the
you
life
never
that
know,
the
you know.
They dive
character
in and
is
try
Yeah,
to.
for
Maybe we should go to Comic-Con
I would love to
that'd be
go to
sick.
Comic
and
that'd
Con.
be sick,
we'll
yeah.
interview some people
and ask them
we'll
why.
ask them some questions.
Yeah, that would be actually super
Let's
sick.
see
Why
how
are
it
you
goes.
dressed up as a Blue Eyes white dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah,
I almost forgot that name.
I love that card.
and they'd be
though.
like, "Rah," or whatever the
Yeah,
fuck
I'd be
sound a
like,
dragon
respect.
makes, and you'd be like, "Oh,
You gotta double
you're
down."
really a dragon, yeah."
Yeah, that's for sure. I'm surprised you knew that name. You used to have some
I
Yu-Gi-Oh
was
cards.
a
Yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh
Yu-Gi-Oh
guy.
I have
guy.
zero
I bought the
Yu-Gi-Oh
Joey
knowledge.
starter deck. That was my first
Me
ever
too.
deck.
So
it was green.
You know what's funny that you say that is so when I was really young, like too young to even know what I was doing, for some reason I had a bunch of Pokemon cards when I was a kid, like young, like between like the ages like 3 and 5. I don't know why I had so many. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if my parents just bought them for me. I just like looking at them or what. I don't know what the deal was. But then as I got older, like when I found Yu-Gi-Oh, I was like, man, Yu-Gi-Oh, like only little kids play with Pokemon cards. You know what I mean? Like if I see a kid with Pokemon cards, I'm like, oh, you don't play Yu-Gi-Oh?
Pussy.
Yeah, I'm like jerk. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
I don't have the slightest idea how to play Pokemon. I do not understand
I never knew how to play any
it.
of anything. I just knew that Yu-Gi-Oh had hit points and you know whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only thing I knew about that.
Exodius?
Oh, I have no
Yeah.
idea.
That was the big guy.
Exodia.
Oh, that's the one you had to have 5 cards. To,
Yeah.
like, make
Yeah.
them? Oh yeah.
How do I have no idea? No idea.
So you know what else
Yeah.
is super incredible about? I mean, it includes Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Harry Potter. Is that I always tell my wife this when we're at Target and stuff. I can't believe that they're still selling Harry Potter
Yeah.
stuff. Like that blows my mind. Like I haven't went to one store in my life, and since the '90s when these came out, and didn't see like a Harry Potter wand or like a Harry Potter book or a movie or something Harry Potter related, or a whole section.
Universal Studios, and there's 2 entire Harry Potter worlds.
Here's the thing with that.
2 separate ones.
Like that's insane.
Yeah.
Pokemon's older, obviously, but with both of those, you're having the people who experienced those when they first came out, and now they have children that they're putting into that universe.
But it never went away.
That's true.
Yeah,
like it ranged over such a time span.
Yeah, it went from
that it caught both. It caught
to
2010, I think. 2011, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was like 2011.
I think Deathly Hallows Part 2 came
well,
in
that's what I'm saying.
2011.
Yeah,
So,
you caught somebody when they were 15, and then you caught them again when they were 30, and it never ended. Like
pretty much, if you think about it, though, every successful saga like that, though, is like that. Star Wars, Harry Potter. I mean, I guess you could say Back to the Future, but not even. You know what I mean? Because that's not even on a big scale.
I'd say
as
like
them.
Hunger Games.
Lord of the Rings. Well, Hunger Games is
Lord of the
questionable.
Rings, maybe.
I wouldn't even say Lord of the Rings. I would say that it's in that same thing, but Lord of the Rings has this very specific fan base. Like, Harry Potter reaches
Lord of the
broad,
Rings,
you know what I mean?
reached over generations only because they brung in the Hobbit.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Like recently.
See, but
Lord of the Rings is such a huge.
I just feel like it has a very specific fan base. Like,
it's a commitment. You can't.
Exactly.
I don't think you can casually watch Lord of the Rings.
Like I love Harry
know?
Potter. I love movies like that. Lord of the Rings is one movie I just don't like. I don't know if it's because it's Elijah Wood.
Dude, you're preaching to the choir.
You see what I'm saying?
We haven't done it because I've been putting on. I fell asleep on the first one twice.
Yeah, I just don't. I'm just not a fan. Well, I tried to watch it, like, because Shaman swears by him. So, like,
I know
it was on one time. I was like,
Bro, there's a reason why they're like in the top 5.
Oh, no, I believe that they're top 5 movies.
Top 5 of what?
Of the countdown.
Fan rated.
Fan rated. There's
Well,
a
I
reason
believe
for
that.
it.
Don't get me wrong. I know that they have a huge fan base. I love all movies like that, but that's just one of those ones where it's just like.
To each its own. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
But I don't think Lord of the Rings is up there with Harry Potter, Star Wars,
No, for sure.
Spider-Man, Batman.
No, and I
You know
think
what
it's
I'm saying?
because
Like,
they have such a specific fan base. Like, you know what I mean?
You know what I'm excited for that could be in that group? Dune.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Alex put me onto that movie, and I was
I
very.
think it could do
It was
real
very.
well.
It was a
think
good
so.
movie.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
it could be the greatest movie ever, but I don't think it's not.
It would have to span years and years. Like, they'd have to turn it into a.
We'll have to see what the second one's
Yeah,
going to be
that's
all
what I'm
about and
saying.
stuff. But it
I don't
could.
think so.
It has potential to be
The
there.
only reason I could see why it would fail in that era of what you're saying is that it was such a slow movie.
But you think
Yeah.
kids care about Dune?
That's what I'm
I
saying,
think a
because
lot
it
of
was so.
adults care about
Yeah,
Dune.
I
but
care about it.
but Harry Potter.
You have to reach the masses.
Yeah.
You have to reach the masses. Star Wars, attracts the
Harry
kids,
Potter,
and, you know what I mean?
Spider-Man.
You think an 8-year-old is going to watch Star Wars by themselves? No.
An 8-year-old? Yes.
That was me. I
Dude,
watched.
an 8-year-old?
They're going with their parents who are buying them a ticket.
Oh well, yeah. Well,
Who turned it on to it? Who turned them on to
Kids
it?
are not going to be into Dune like they are Star Wars.
Why? There's
Well, no.
blasters just
Not-
like Star
it's
Wars.
not- I'm just saying it's not.
Space travel just like Star Wars.
I just don't think.
I see what Corey's saying. I mean, I see what Shaman's saying, but I see what Corey's saying too. Because the problem with Dune, even for me being a Star Wars fanatic and stuff,
It was slow.
is that it was so slow, and to me that's gonna halt a lot of kids'
But
attention
that was the
span.
problem
You know
with
what
the
I mean?
first Dune movie back in whenever the first one they made.
Sure,
Yeah, it was like the 70s.
It combined so much shit together.
So much
it ended up
information at
being
one time.
a shitty movie. Like a series like that, you have to go slow. I mean, you could say Harry Potter's slow. You could say Star Wars is a little slow. It doesn't seem like it, but you could say it.
Yeah.
With Dune, we don't know the rest of the story. With Star Wars and Harry Potter, we
that's
know the story.
Is Dune was such a long movie,
Yeah.
as far as time. Like, I mean, it had to have been
It was 3 hours.
a 3-hour movie, and it was like dead quiet, and there's like nothing
Yeah.
happening the whole
And
movie.
it's a movie
besides
for adults.
That's what I'm saying, yeah, and I agree with what Corey's saying. Like, it's not going to attract kids to watch that movie, and for for the sake of the argument about being a saga or something that's going to last years, that's going to like pull an audience. That's why I don't think Dune's going to do that unless the next movie they start picking it up like big time and like bringing that, because even the the newer Star Wars movies, for example. Rey and all those characters, how many little girls you see walking around with Rey's haircut? You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? That they're doing things that are attracting kids. They made it a Disney movie for crying out loud. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's because they put it on Disney Plus for a reason. You know what I mean? So that's the thing is like, for a movie to be successful like Harry Potter is a movie about kids.
Yeah.
So naturally, kids are gonna. My niece is crazy about Harry Potter. You know what I mean?
'Cause-
And yes, like Shaman said, parents are the ones bringing them into that, but parents ain't gonna be.
Yeah.
Like I said, I showed my nieces. Like, I'm sure if they watch Lord of the Rings, they'd be like, "Yeah, this is whatever." You know what I mean? Because it's not very.
I definitely think Lord of the Rings is more adult oriented.
For sure, 100%.
I think Star Wars is kind of more adult oriented, but the reason
Star Wars has a lot of undertones that you don't realize as a kid.
but when it first started,
Yeah.
it was so new
Yeah,
Exactly.
that it grabbed everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah. It
what
was
was
above
its
its time, for
competition when
sure.
it first started? Like 2001: Space Odyssey.
Right.
That is not for kids at
Right.
all.
Well, dude, if
You
you
know.
you got to go way further back than that. I mean, you got to talk about the 70s.
Well, that was made in
That's
like late '60s.
Space Odyssey, because I
Yeah.
think in the 70s, Indiana Jones wasn't around yet, was it?
No,
It
that was after
almost-
Star Wars.
Yeah. So at that time, Star Wars was the first of its kind. Especially
Yeah.
if you go back and watch the original, like the movies, it's even like the quality of the movie was like crazy for the 70s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was such a low budget movie, which is like even crazier that it was so low budget and they made such a good movie. And I think that's where, like, even nowadays, like, I think kids and younger people are so spoiled to movies like Harry Potter,
Right.
where the budgets are astronomical. You know
But
what
that's why a kid's not going to be impressed with Dune in the
sure.
way that a kid in the 70s was impressed with Star Wars.
No,
That's true.
absolutely. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's why
You're
all these
deluded nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. All
Right.
these big movies like the Avengers and all these movies who have
Yeah.
budgets that are out of this world, there's no way to ever match that. You know, unless you're already an established, like,
I'd agree with that.
film or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
And there's a downside to that. You get to like the same movies over and
It's
over.
true too.
again.
Oh, for sure.
There's a definite
Yeah,
for sure.
recipe to make a
Yeah.
hit movie, and I don't.
So they
Everyone
keep
tries to follow
remaking
it.
shit.
That's what I said. Just because it could be the greatest movie ever, but it's not going to be the mainstream thing that ever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
No, absolutely. I mean, that's why nowadays I feel like compared to when we were kids, like I feel like it's so hard to make a good movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, and that's
You know
why
what I'm saying?
they keep remaking stuff because they know it was a hit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
let's just take Harry Potter. They made Harry Potter huge success.
Yeah,
So
huge.
they made the Fantastic Beasts.
Right.
They do a little backstory.
Sure.
Not as big of a success as the Harry Potters, but still successful.
Yeah.
And then they do the Cursed Child on Broadway, I think it was.
Oh yeah. That'll
That
be-
kind of did
Sure.
not do so well.
Right.
Like there was a lot of criticism about it.
There's definitely a point where you're done.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, the thing is with that too is, I mean, you can make companies can make a huge mistake doing some of those things. You know what I mean? Because even like
Look at Indiana Jones did that.
You see what I'm
the
saying? Yeah.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I liked it personally a lot, but it did not compare
Exactly.
to the other Indiana
Yeah.
Joneses.
so if you think about it, like even like again like Star Wars is a good example is when they made the newer movies like in the last like 10 years or so. Like a lot of fans, like they was split. Like fans were like, "Oh, they're great," and the other side was like, "No, they're awful." You know what I mean?
They really,
So-
I'm
You know
more
what I mean?
towards that side, but I don't
Like-
want to get into
Well, no,
talk
no,
about
well,
Star.
no, right.
But
So,
like,
but at the same time, like the way business is with streaming services,
yeah,
like if somebody would take the time to make a Harry Potter TV show of some sort,
Yeah.
oh my gosh,
I
like,
could-
I mean, that's why
That's-
Lord of the
that's
Rings
cool.
coming out. On
that-
TV.
that's what I'm saying. That's the smart play. You know what I mean? If they want to keep
you
it
want to
making
have
money.
something where you have the streaming services where they release one episode a week, just
Yeah.
like normal TV.
Right.
That's the way to do it.
For
'Cause
sure.
You're going to keep people.
Your ratings are gonna like
You know?
go through the roof. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, I don't like the 1 week.
But then you'll watch all the episodes in like 2
Exactly.
days.
As
Then
a
you gotta
person-
wait
Oh, yeah.
3 years
Yeah.
for a new season.
Yeah.
The fucking wait times between some of these
Oh,
shows
it's
is
crazy.
atrocious.
Like Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been waiting for
Like,
like 2
God.
years.
Yeah,
Like,
especially if they're kids, like they're fucking adults
Oh yeah,
now.
now this new season of Stranger Things, they're gonna be fully
adults.
grown. Like, come on,
Yeah.
what are we doing? It's 6 months past in Stranger Things time, and you
Yeah,
guys
4
are
years
paying
passing.
taxes now.
right?
You know, I don't like that. That's hard. That's why it's hard to do TV shows with kids
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's true.
and movies too. I mean, look at Harry Potter. I just said it earlier. Like, only
They were
2 years.
old as fuck
They were
in the last
definitely
one.
looked older than what they are.
Yeah.
For sure.
In the last one, I think they're supposed to be 16, and they were like 23
Oh,
shooting
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it was kind of weird, like spanning 4 years of school. Well, I'm assuming that they go to school for 4 years. I don't know how that works, but
Yeah.
assuming that they go to school for 4 years, spanning that into 8 movies. I mean,
Well,
there's no
they go to
way.
school for 8 or
7, I
7.
think.
Was it 7
Because
for
they
Hogwarts?
get into Hogwarts at 11, and I assume they leave at 18.
18 or so, yeah.
I'd assume.
Yeah.
Oh, so I guess yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just,
But
and
they're still
I know
always
it's also
fought.
harder
Yeah.
to work with younger children than older.
Sure.
The older you are, the easier it is to be in an acting situation, I'd assume.
That's why a lot of movies will do like, twins. So then you shoot one scene with one,
Yeah.
bam, bring in the other one.
Yeah.
So
So did you guys like the movies? Let's just.
I
just-
love Harry
Oh yeah,
Potter.
yeah, for
I
sure.
love Harry Potter.
Overall, yeah.
I'll agree with Jay. The fourth one to me is probably my favorite
Yeah, I like the fourth one a lot.
because there's a little bit more action than the
I
other
didn't
ones.
love the ending of the fourth one.
Oh yeah,
That's
was
got
kinda silly.
Twilight guy in it, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
You know, he said that he didn't feel comfortable holding the wand like a wand. So whenever he's using
Yes.
the wand, he's holding it like a gun.
Yeah, he's like this.
Yeah, in the whole
Oh,
movie. Yeah. He's holding it like it's a
I
gun.
did notice that because
wow,
right
yeah.
before he was killed, he was holding it like.
That's
Yeah.
a fun fact.
He didn't. He felt like nerdy holding it like a wand.
Oh dang, his pride.
He's a really good actor.
He's pretty
I
good.
think. Twilight.
I thought he was going to be one of
Didn't
those
help
movies
his
where everyone only
career.
knew him from Twilight.
Yeah.
And then he kind of really has
He
turned
does
it
a
around.
lot of like artsy movies. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, like The Lighthouse. Like
I've never seen that.
it's.
I don't know a lot about him, to be honest.
I think he's cool. I haven't seen Batman. Have you seen the Batman?
Nah, sadly.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Shaman's fucking wearing a Batman shirt and hasn't seen the Batman.
It's-
Yeah.
I heard it's got mixed reviews.
Yeah, see, that's what I've heard. Like,
But that's how most
if
of
you're a
most movies
diehard
like that are.
Batman fan, it's a little tough to take.
So what do you want? You just want the same movie over and over?
Yeah.
No, I
yeah.
want something new, but I want them to stay true to the idea of Batman.
Then which Batman do you think is like that?
Probably The Dark Knight, I'd say.
Christian Bale. In our generation,
It's hard. You got to be
it
careful.
stayed
with
true
that.
to like the original.
Well, you got to be careful with stuff like that because when it comes to comic books, which is where all these are based off
Yeah.
of, there's so many different variants.
You
There's
see,
no way
I
you
But
can
that's what
play
makes
it
it mad. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
still-
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
there's so many
I
different
complain
variants.
about the whole different variations of comic book.
Sure.
Who wrote what?
Yeah.
All the fucking time because you can have one
It could be
set of comic
completely
books
different.
that contradicts the other comic
Exactly,
book.
because they're two different. Like even like the whole Spider-Man thing with the three different
Yeah,
ones.
yeah, I
that's
don't-
that's three different stories in comic books and three different characters. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it was written by three different authors at the time,
Right.
and yeah.
That's trash.
Whereas Harry Potter,
gosh.
like he said, he can do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Travel back in time with the time turner. Bam, fix something.
Right.
Which they should have used that a lot
Why
more.
are there so many problems when there's so much magic to fix the problem?
Exactly, like
Well, because it wouldn't be a movie if it wasn't.
Yeah.
okay, like she had in the third movie, she has the time turner. She uses it to go to classes.
Right.
Go back, kill Voldemort when he's in fucking Hogwarts.
Right.
Fix the whole fucking
You
issue.
can't do that.
Well, right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like
You never
it's-
seen Back to the Future, bro? You can't just go back and kill him. That'll alter everything.
Right, yeah,
Harry
that's true.
wouldn't be. Well, he might be at Hogwarts, but Harry's not Harry. He's just some fucking random ass kid.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah, it is okay.
But it
lot
might
of
have
people
consequences. It might have other consequences.
Oh right. No, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean
You can't
that's
do
like
that.
time travel though. That's
Yeah.
like that's a whole nother thing. That's
Yeah.
like crazy.
I think we should move on.
Well, I feel like we've done a horrible job of wrapping up Harry Potter, but this is what we do.
We've
You
talked
know, we
about
just kind of
8
talk.
different franchises.
We just kind of talk about. We started the conversation with Harry Potter,
Yeah.
and this is where it led us.
Hey, we tie
So-
everything in.
Me and Jay
That's what we
told
do.
you our favorite. What was your guys' favorite of the top, the first four?
The third. What's the third is?
Prisoner of Azkaban.
See, I kind of like Prisoner of Azkaban.
I liked it too.
because I like Sirius.
Yeah, but I still have to go number 4 for me because it had more action in it.
I think I'm going Prisoner of Azkaban.
Okay, I respect
And
it.
is that when does Dobby come in?
2.
Number 2,
See, I like Dobby a lot.
Dobby.
I'm gonna go 4. Number 4.
I'm going 3.
I like the girls that speak French.
Yes.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
that.
When they're doing like the cartwheels down the fucking
yeah.
I was just like,
Well, I didn't. No, I just liked the Frenchness.
Alex has a thing with accents.
What episode or what one does the mean lady come in?
That's 5.
Alright, we'll
Yeah,
save
yeah,
that because I got stuff to
Yeah.
say about her.
Yeah, that's fine
Yeah.
for sure.
But
All right.
Yeah.
all right, well, sorry. Let us know everything we missed, which will be
We might
pages
come back to
and
this.
pages. We're definitely coming back to Harry Potter. So in the next one, we'll probably dip into the first 4 when talking about the others as well. So
Okay.
on to the next. Boom.
Boom. Gotta grind my gears.
I do gotta grind my gears.
Let us hear it.
I usually don't have one either. I'm a pretty.
Yeah, it's usually me.
Yeah. So, got an email. My wife got an email that Red Lobster was doing endless shrimp all weekend.
Right.
So we're like, bam, we're going endless shrimp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like $17. Like,
Yeah.
so we go. We made a reservation. Go. Seated. It takes 40 minutes to get our first plate of shrimp. Brings it out. Doesn't take our second order. Doesn't come back to check on us. We finish our first order of endless shrimp and haven't put in a second order
Yeah, that's
yet.
the worst.
And she comes back and we're like, can we put in another order? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Like, so we put in another order. It took another 15, 20. We were there for like an hour and 40 minutes. And
I'd have complained.
other people were complaining and shit. And I was just like, you can't call it endless shrimp if you don't let people order more shrimp.
Yeah, you should put in at least the first 2 orders at the same time.
And then
every time one comes out, you take another order.
Yeah. And then she was like, came back, she's like, did that hit the spot? And I was like, yeah. And she like had the payment thing. And she's like, all right, have a nice day. Put it on the table and walk
Yeah, she would
away.
not have gotten a tip from me.
I was like,
Well,
fuck.
that's
Left a
that's
10%
chain
tip.
restaurant. For
yeah, like
you know.
I was so...
I want
My
to say,
wife
like
is more
I
mad than me,
respect tippers. I tip well. She would not have gotten a tip from me.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it is kind of.
You get tips off of what you do.
I know that seems like a not that big of a...
Oh no, I'd have been pissed. I'd ask for the manager.
So there's a misconception.
I'd have been caring
with
about
tipped
it.
employees that nobody knows about, and I know because I used to work in restaurants, like you guys know. And so like if you see those posts about like Red Lobster and places like that, like,
Yeah.
oh, like you should always tip, which I always do, of course, but they only make however much, $3 an hour or whatever.
Right.
So even though that's like the minimum wage for a tipped employee,
Yeah.
if a tipped employee doesn't make at least the state's minimum wage, which would be, I don't know what it is now, eight something, maybe 9
Yeah.
something. If
The
they don't
restaurant
make
has
that
to
in
make
an hour,
that
the
up.
restaurant still has to pay them that minimum wage. So like, so if they're getting tips, right, their minimum wage is $3 an hour no matter what,
Right.
on top of their tips,
Right.
opposed to their, if they don't get a table
make
for
the
2
tips,
hours,
they might make $4.50 instead of $3 to make up for the difference. in the
exactly,
tip.
they'll make up for the difference. So no matter what, they're making the state minimum wage, no matter what. I didn't know that at first. I used to feel bad. I'm like, man, these people, like, how do they
Yeah.
even do this? You know what I mean? And then somebody showed me when they were putting their tips in at the end of the night, which is why they have to do that. After their shift, they have to enter how many tips they made in credit cards and
Right.
cash and stuff. You know what I mean? So that's why it pays to count your tips, because then you're actually making more than what you normally would. You know what I mean? But yeah, when it comes to endless, that happens when we get wings sometimes.
Yeah.
When we do
It's-
unlimited wings or whatever.
When it's a continuous food, like supply of food,
yeah.
the longer you sit, the less you eat.
No, I
Because-
understand that.
No, yeah, but it's shitty as a
I'm
customer
yeah.
because
paying
it's like,
for
When you're
all I
paying
can
for
eat.
it. Yeah.
but you get full by just sitting there, like you
Yeah.
know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd have complained to the manager.
Especially on something like that, you feel like they'd be making like
So what you
they'd
guys
be
spent
making
35
countless amounts
bucks
of shrimp. Like
More than
for
that. She
4
got the biggest margarita I've seen, the size of her head.
right.
There probably was like an ounce of tequila in it.
No, it came with an extra shot. It was really strong.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Okay.
most of them probably are pretty strong.
Dana and we went to a Mexican restaurant. We got 2 pitchers of margaritas, and we didn't even feel it at all. And
Oh dang,
that was disappointing.
they're
2
probably
pitchers?
expensive too.
2 pitchers. But that we ordered the second one because we were still good after the first one.
Yeah. Should have got a third.
Might as well.
They're just giving you lemonade bottles. They're like,
It was like
these dudes-
strawberry lemonade.
But at the
You
same
guys
time-
walk out feeling
But at the
nothing
same
but-
time, strong drink doesn't equal good drink either.
That's
no,
true.
no, absolutely.
That's true.
I'd much rather have a drink that I can tolerate and drink 2 of them than drink one
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
strong drink.
What
Alright,
I hate
It's my
is,
little rant.
is when a place shares tips.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that,
that makes
shit-
me feel kind of weird.
Yeah, like he's not my waiter.
Especially when there's somebody that's waiting on you specifically that's like doing
Yeah.
a really
Like,
good job. You know what I mean?
If I see the busboy doing a hell of a job clearing tables, I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
$3 is for the busboy.
You've done that?
Yes, I've done that because I was a busboy,
I respect that.
and so,
Shame we
but
got
like
mad
the
at
sheer
that.
tips, like this dude's not my waiter. My money should go to my waiter because they did
Yeah.
a great job for me.
So I have noticed in like most places that do have shared tips are usually the places that aren't like normal. Like I've never really been in a normal restaurant that had shared tips. Like it was normally like pizza places and things like that. You know what I mean? Which that I kind of understand, but because it's like a group effort. You know what I mean? To make everything.
We eat out so rare that I don't even know.
What?
Yeah,
just kidding.
I was like, what? I was like,
whole sentence made is so
if you
weird.
guys could see what we all just looked like. Looking at him, we all looked confused. I was like, what?
One.
Anybody else have a rant? You feeling good?
No. I'm good.
Other than that, what did you watch? I mean, the only reason I wanted to do it is because I watched Jackass.
I want to hear about it.
And like I said, I would.
Have you seen all of them?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. What did you think of 4?
It was good.
Yeah.
They kind of passed the torch a little bit.
So it seems like a lot. Like they're all in it still, and they do stunts, but the big ones. It
The more
seems like
physical stunts.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Who out of the new people, who did you enjoy the most?
I don't know.
I liked Poopies.
Yeah. The girl did some crazy shit.
She did. More so
Rachel.
like, yeah. She's like a comedian.
I don't know.
I think so. All right. What was your? Have you seen it?
Nobody
Shannon or
likes.
Jay?
Nobody.
I haven't.
stood out.
I've never seen it.
I'm not a huge Jackass fan.
What? Why?
I like it. I just
Yeah,
think
why?
they just do too much gross stuff. I just don't really want
There's
to
a lot of
like,
wieners in
That's what
there.
I mean. Like
so many wieners.
that's
in
what I
this.
mean. Just stuff like that. Like I like the old school. I think the only reason I'm kind of like judgmental on that kind of stuff is because I used to watch it when it was new, and they didn't do as much of that. They did more like
Pranks and
more of the
shit.
normal stuff. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like I like
but
that
see,
stuff.
they can't do as many pranks now because they're recognizable.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's true.
That's
but
why they got
at the
new
same
guys.
time, like they transferred from the pranks to the stunts.
Yeah.
And the stunts are cool, you know. I mean, I think those are hilarious, but the gross stuff, just like not like, not a fan.
They
Like,
do
Yeah,
a lot
like
of
what was
good
that one? The Ass Volcano or whatever.
yeah, that one, like that's
Ah, no, I
I
don't.
stopped
No.
watching after
that
that,
was
one. That was too
who
much.
did that?
That dude who always
It's not Danger Aaron. It's the other guy who's always with him.
Yeah.
Dave England.
Yeah, that guy.
Dude, they let a snake. They stuck their face out and let the snake bite them on the lip.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff.
Dude.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. It's just the bodily fluid shit.
Yeah,
The
it's
cup
Steve-O was
check.
on a the cup check. Was,
Oh my god, he
Oh
did
yeah,
it
with the
he
hockey
did-
thing.
he
well,
pogo
sticked on
the
it.
guy's cup.
Oh,
It
yeah.
broke it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
His balls were bleeding.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
What
Not
was
the
your
family
favorite
jewels.
stunt?
Dude, honestly, my favorite stunt was not a stunt.
Which one?
It was the one where they locked him in the dark room. And
Yes, it was the funniest shit. The one guy, the big guy, gets bit by the snake, and you can see him on his face just accept death. Oh, it's so funny, bro.
They make them think that they're in this room with these snakes. They're not. Though.
Yeah,
There's no
someone's
snakes
supposed.
in there.
They say someone's supposed to. The snake's gonna come out. Someone's gonna put a little hat on the snake. Chris Pontius, I think. And then they bring him in. All the production left the room. They lock the door, and it's just Knoxville, Chris Pontius, and then there's like 3 groups of 2 guys, you know. And they turn the lights all the way off, and they like release the snake.
Yeah, so they're running around
You
a
know.
dark room, pitch black, feeling it, thinking there's snakes in there. And it was hilarious.
Yeah. And then there's a door they open. They think they're leaving, and there's like pots and pans hanging from the ceiling. So they go through this door full speed and just blast their face with a pan. Oh, it's so funny.
And they still do like this, walking around tasing people and stuff.
And Pontius
I feel
is in
really
the background, like shaking his wiener and stuff. That's a little.
Yeah.
I feel a little guilty watching it sometimes because like some of those guys are getting old.
Yeah.
And like Johnny
That's
Knoxville.
elderly abuse.
Yeah, like Johnny Knoxville when he got hit with it by that bull, like
He gets hit by a bull in the new one, and he
That's
got
what I
like a
mean.
brain hemorrhage.
Yeah.
See, I
that's
heard.
what I mean.
I heard he got it from the treadmill thing.
No, someone else. I think like Steve-O or someone broke their collarbone from the treadmill
yeah.
thing.
And then like I don't know if
Way
it's in the
too
new
old
movie or
for
not. I
that
haven't seen
shit.
it yet, but I remember one time. I don't know if it's. I just recently seen it, so I don't know if it's in the new movie. But Chuck Liddell choked out Steve-O. Is that in the new movie?
I don't think so.
So that happened recently though. Chuck Liddell choked. He let him choke him out until he passed out. and then like they're like borderline having like a seizure on the
Yeah,
floor, and like
for
they're just
sure.
like, oh, that's so funny. Like to me, I'm like, it is funny. Like when I was a kid, I loved it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But now that
no.
I'm an adult, I'm like,
And
if I
now as
happen
a
to
dog,
be-
that's a real life fucking
that's
thing,
like
and
a
I'm
medical,
like,
situation. Like you know, that's when they catch up to them when they get older. Like,
Chris
you know what I mean?
Pontius had a snapping turtle bite his dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, like no thanks. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
nope.
There's a lot of
I did
wiener
like
stuff.
Wild
yeah.
Boys when I was a kid. Though I thought
Wild
that
Boys
was
is
cool though. It is a lot of funny stuff.
Oh,
in it.
yeah.
I think it's funny. I mean, he drinks a cup of pig semen.
Yeah.
Yep. Nope.
Yeah, no thanks.
They get it dumped on people
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, it's like
He did say it tastes better than horse semen, so
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
as
Okay.
an American.
Okay.
I think we've stretched that one about as far as it can go.
yeah.
I love it, man. I love it. Not the semen.
I was about to
like,
say
this is Jackass.
They'll
as
probably
a
come
whole.
out with like a Jackass Next Generation or
They
something.
should. They should.
See, and they had a few celebrities.
Tyler the
Just,
Creator was there.
Machine Gun Kelly got slapped by the
Yeah,
hand.
that was
I
fun.
did see that.
That was fun.
Tyler the Creator did the shock thing.
Yeah, he did. He had a pretty good bit.
Mm-hmm.
It was
There,
good.
was there with other people too? I just can't think of.
Tony Hawk was in the intro.
Yeah.
So, is that why he was using a cane recently?
No,
he broke his leg.
Yeah, he broke his leg
Okay.
doing it.
Skateboarding.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Actually skateboarding.
Yeah.
And he had like just gotten an award for skateboarding like that day or something like that, and then he breaks his leg.
Right.
Yeah, it was good, but I don't know. They should probably be done.
Oh yeah.
Just call it.
I think that's one of those things Alex was saying earlier when we were talking about Harry Potter is that you got to know when you're just done. Like
I don't think they would do well with a movie with just new people.
Oh well, no, absolutely.
No.
Like
not.
They would have
the
to
original
ramp it
cast
up.
has to be. Did you notice
They
like
have to
at
make
the
But-
end?
you know what
with-
they'd have to do that would make it successful?
What?
Do it how they started off, make a TV show.
Yeah.
Introduce people to these new people,
Yeah.
and then make the TV show a movie.
Yeah.
That'd be the only way to.
And with the new people, they could do the more public stuff
true.
again because
Oh,
people
yeah.
aren't going
It's true.
to recognize the new people.
for sure.
Did you notice like at the end they had the Ryan Dunn tribute
Yes.
and they had the home videos from like
Yeah.
early Jackass? They blurred Bam's face out of them.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't notice.
When he's like
Yeah.
off the rocker, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but
probably
damn.
Yeah.
And, well, I think there's a
He
contract.
probably could have like sued them for
Well,
yeah.
putting them
yeah,
in
that's
the
what I'm saying.
movie.
There's actually a contract feud right now because I seen a video of Bam talking. And
Yeah, I saw one of him
and he
freaking
was,
out.
And he was really freaking out because
Yeah.
they didn't invite him to be part of the movie.
But see,
Yeah.
they did invite him, but they said you can come if you're sober,
Exactly
and he
right.
couldn't stay sober.
So then his argument was like, "Oh, but you made all the past years movies when Steve-O and all them were all
Yeah.
jacked up on whatever." So then that's kind of where like the argument came into play. And obviously I heard he's going broke too. I've heard that.
Oh, yeah,
He's,
not broke.
he's not having a good run.
No, well, ever since Ryan Dunn
He
died,
made his own
it's-
fucking language.
Yeah, ever since Ryan Dunn died, he went downhill for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I did enjoy Viva La Bam a
Well, he
lot.
the one
I
that was like
love
carrying a
Google,
bunch
man.
of cash around in a box on planes and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Like he had like just like a cardboard box with like $10,000 in it. Like
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was him. Maybe not.
Those
but-
are like the classic days, though. Those Viva La Bam and Wild Boys
Viva
and
La
stuff.
Bam CKY crew was really cool.
Yeah.
I love that. That's what got me into all that. Like when I was a kid.
I think that's why I like Tony Hawk games so much too, because you could play as those guys.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right.
Gonna wrap it up. Let us know what we missed on Harry Potter 1 through 4.
Star Wars,
Star
Back to the
Wars,
Future,
I hope-
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, everything we touched. Yeah. Until next time.
Stay safe.